So I have noticed the same thing. And one of the things that I hated about that was that I felt that there was maybe a little bit of like a proximity bias. So it was like we really liked all three candidates, but the most recent one like stands out in my memory because it happened closest to this conversation. I'm able to recall that conversation better because it was more recent. And I feel that's kind of a danger of not having those notes or not having that feedback captured immediately. The way that Spark Hire Recruit combats that for me is that there is that automated piece that's reminding my hiring managers, like, hey, you had this conversation today, we need that feedback. Or, hey, you had that conversation one day ago, we need that feedback. And so I'm not having to chase them down every time they have a conversation. I don't have to go beg them for feedback. They're getting that kind of push from the system telling them, hey, you need to tell us what you thought. You need to get that back to me and let me know what you're thinking. And it allows me to go in and kind of see from stage to stage what the thoughts were. You know, if it's someone that we want to move forward with, I take the initiative to schedule that. If it's not someone that we want to move forward with, it kind of spurs me to maybe have a phone call and say, I saw your notes, but what exactly did you see? Or I saw your notes and I see what you're saying and I understand, and this is the direction we'll move. So I think for me, just having a spot that houses all of the information that's very straightforward, it asks good questions. It gives us the ability to, it doesn't have to be a 6 paragraph explanation. We can go in and bullet point what we saw, what we talked about, what we thought was great, what we thought that maybe wasn't so great. One of the areas that I love is there's a opportunity to give feedback on what we think would be a great place to dig into further or further review. That's something that I use with my team all the time because I have an initial conversation, but I can't have every conversation. It doesn't make a lot of sense to make that a 2 hour call. And so I can dig into a lot of interesting things, but then I can also kind of give them the directive of, we talked about these three things, but I didn't get to this. Or we talked about this, but I didn't really get a lot of detail. Or I noticed this, and I think this is a great place to dig into further. So every interview isn't starting over, they're building on each other. And Spark Hire gives us the ability to build those interviews on each other so that the candidate doesn't feel like they're starting over with every interview. But for us, we can dig deeper and we can get more information.